Hey there, and welcome to the Contentment Creator Podcast, the show designed especially for creative entrepreneurs just like you who are committed to a beautiful life that's rooted in courage and contentment, and that's blooming with creativity and prosperity. I'm your host, Ellen Broen, a certified life coach, a singer, a mother, and a lover of alliteration, dogs, and deep conversation. This show is designed to become a part of your daily routine to help you, fellow contentment creator, dig deep, to clarify your life vision, catalyze your creative flow, and fuel your entrepreneurial fire in just a few inspiring minutes each day. Each Thursday, we talk about consistency, and today's episode is all about how to get clear on what you want when you're pulled in a million directions. Of all the deeply transformative conversations I've had with clients over the years, there are two questions that always stop people in their tracks. One, what do you need? And two, what do you want? They sound very simple, but they're often the hardest to answer, not because we don't care or because we haven't thought about it, but because we've been conditioned to look everywhere but within for the answer. And when life feels full, when you're managing a business, a family, your own inner world, maybe even the expectations of others, the question of what you want often gets diluted in the noise. Sometimes all you hear is static. Other times, it's a chorus of competing voices, each pointing in a different direction. So, what do you do when you genuinely don't know? Or when you think you know, but the answer keeps changing? How do you stay consistent when clarity feels slippery? Here's what I've come to believe. There's what's true now, and there's what will be true tomorrow. And the only way to find the thread between the two is to keep listening. This isn't the kind of clarity that comes from a spreadsheet of pros and cons. This is embodied clarity, soul clarity, the kind that comes from attunement, slowing down enough to hear what's underneath the noise. Attunement isn't always quiet. Sometimes it shows up as frustration, as resistance, as a full body no. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it roars, but it always comes from you, not from your fear or your conditioning or your need to please, from you. And when we start listening, the next part is discernment. What of all that we hear actually feels aligned? What feels light in the body? What feels expansive, even if it's scary? That's where imperfect action then comes in. Because here's the thing. Sometimes clarity comes not before the decision, but after. I've had moments where I've declared with full certainty, this is it. This is the thing. And then I've woken up the next day and felt the quiet nudge that it's actually not. One of my clients came into a session with a fire in his eyes and said, I have never been more certain or clear on a vision in my life. I am moving to California. He had a family, a thriving brick and mortar business in a completely different state, but something deep in his body had been whispering for a while that he wasn't home. And when he pictured life in California, it was like everything clicked into place. The vision felt expansive, aligned, obvious. So we went there. We explored every angle, what the move would require, what it would change, what it revealed about what he most deeply wanted. He was lit up. The clarity was electric. And then, in our very next session, he smiled and said, I'm not moving to California. He'd slept on it, he'd processed it, and realized the vision wasn't really about California. It was about home. He said, I know exactly what I'm looking for now. We're prepping the house to go on the market. A few months later, he and his family moved into their dream home, not across the country, but just 10 minutes down the road. A space that captured everything he had seen in his California daydream, but without needing to abandon the life, community, and business he'd built. The clarity came through action, and the decision got sharper because he was willing to explore it fully. Every time we take action towards what we think we want, we learn something. And that new information becomes part of the unfolding path. It's how self-trust gets built, not by being right all the time, but by being willing to try, listen, pivot, and try again. That's the practice. Attunement, then discernment, then action. And when we're consistent in that, clarity tends to follow. Not all at once, but breadcrumb by breadcrumb, moment by moment, choice by choice. So if you're in that place where the options are endless and nothing feels clear yet, welcome to your process. This isn't wandering. This is your creative home. You're already on track. It just bears repeating in moments like these that clarity doesn't require certainty. It simply requires your presence. Trust the voice that speaks after the noise settles. Trust the knowing that comes after you've tried. And remember, you don't need to know everything right now. You just need to know the next right thing, even if it's only right for today. That's how we move forward. That's how we refine. And that's how we come home to what we really want. Thank you for being here with me today. Join me tomorrow to discover the power of procrastination. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share the love by sending it to someone you know it would support, and by leaving reviews and comments. It would truly mean the world to me to hear from you and to support those you care about. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a day, and join me in my mission to help a world full of content creators become a world of contentment creators.